Across the globe, from bustling cities to remote corners, death touches us all. Funerals reflect our beliefs about life, death, and the journey beyond. By exploring these traditions, we gain insight into how people celebrate, mourn, and honor their loved ones. Our journey begins high in the Himalayas, in the Tibetan plateau, a land of soaring peaks and ancient traditions. Here, death takes on a unique significance, intertwined with the Buddhist belief in reincarnation. When a person dies, their soul departs, leaving the body as an empty vessel. In this breathtaking landscape, the practice of sky burial has been carried out for centuries. The body, wrapped in white cloth, is carried to a high mountain location.
Amidst the mists and vultures, a ritual dismantling takes place. The body is prepared and offered to the elements and vultures.
The vultures descend, casting fleeting shadows on the rocky ground. Sky burial is a poignant reminder of our connection to the natural world and the cyclical nature of life. From the soaring heights of the Himalayas, we journey to Japan, where funeral traditions are steeped in ancient rituals and a deep reverence for ancestors. Here, cremation is the most common practice, reflecting the Buddhist belief in the impermanence of the physical body. Following a traditional Japanese funeral, the deceased's ashes are carefully collected and placed in an urn.
Visiting the family grave or columbarium is an important part of Japanese culture. A time for families to come together, to remember and to pay their respects to their ancestors.
One of the most poignant aspects of Japanese funeral traditions is the Obon festival, a time when families welcome the spirits of their ancestors back home. Our journey now takes us to India, where spirituality is deeply interwoven with life. We'll explore the funeral traditions of Sikhism and Hinduism. For Sikhs, death is a transition in the soul's journey. Sikh funeral rites believe in the soul's immortality and liberation. The Anti-Mardas is a simple yet spiritual ceremony. Hymns from the Guru Granth Sahib offer solace and guidance. Hindu funeral traditions are rich in symbolism and meaning. Cremation symbolizes the return of the body's elements. Pind Daan offers rice balls to the departed soul. Our exploration of funeral traditions takes a vibrant turn as we travel to Ghana, a country known for its rich culture and unique approach to death.
Here, funerals are not just somber occasions of mourning, but vibrant celebrations of life, filled with music, dancing, and elaborate displays of artistry. Central to this unique approach to death are the fantasy coffins, or abebu adekai, as they are known locally.
These are not your ordinary coffins. They're elaborate, colorful, and often whimsical works of art that reflect the life, profession, or aspirations of the deceased.
These fantasy coffins are more than just containers for the dead. They are expressions of individuality, testaments to a life lived and a celebration of passions pursued. Funerals in Ghana are grand affairs, often lasting for several days.
Our journey takes us now to Madagascar, where we encounter the Famadihana, also known as the turning of the bones. This ancient ritual, practiced by the Malagasy people, is not an annual event but takes place every few years or even every decade. It is a time when families exhume the bodies of their ancestors, carefully re-wrap them in fresh shrouds, and then dance with them. Imagine a scene both surreal and deeply moving. Families gathered at the family tomb, carefully removing the remains of their loved ones from their resting places. The exhumed bodies, wrapped in fresh silk shrouds, are then carried around the tomb, accompanied by music, singing, and dancing. Famadihana is more than just a ritual exhumation. It is a time for families to reconnect with their ancestors, to seek their blessings, and to share news and updates from the world of the living. Our exploration of death rituals now takes us to the Victorian era in the United Kingdom, a period marked by strict social etiquette and a fascination with death and mourning. Black, the color of mourning, became ubiquitous. Upon the death of a loved one, widows were expected to wear heavy black crepe veils, known as widow's weeds, for a year and a day. Funerals were grand affairs, somber processions where horse-drawn hearses carried the deceased to their final resting place. The Victorian era saw the rise of elaborate cemeteries adorned with ornate headstones and mausoleums, reflecting the era's fascination with death and the afterlife. During this time, death was a constant presence, with high mortality rates, and limited medical advancements. Victorian mourning customs were elaborate and strictly adhered to, particularly for women. The death of a loved one plunged the bereaved into a world of somber rituals and societal expectations, dictating everything from attire to social conduct. From the somber rituals of the Victorian era, we journey now to the modern age, where a growing awareness of environmental concerns is shaping even our final farewells. In Scandinavia, a new approach to burial is gaining popularity. Green burial. Green burials, as the name suggests, are designed to minimize the environmental impact of our final act. Unlike traditional burials, which often involve embalming fluids and non-biodegradable coffins, green burials use biodegradable caskets made from materials like wicker, bamboo, or even cardboard. Green burial grounds are often located in natural settings such as meadows, woodlands, or conservation areas. Our journey takes us now to Mexico, a land where life and death are celebrated with a vibrancy and joy that is both captivating and moving.
Here, death is not feared but embraced, and the departed are not mourned but celebrated, especially during the annual festival of Dia de Muertos, the Day of the Dead.
Central to Dia de Muertos are the ofrendas, or altars, that families create in their homes to welcome the spirits of their loved ones back from the afterlife.
These altars are adorned with photos of the deceased, along with their favorite foods, drinks, and possessions.
Sugar skulls, a whimsical and iconic symbol of Dia de Muertos, are placed on the ofrendas, often bearing the names of the deceased.
Throughout Mexico, cemeteries come alive with color and activity during Dia de Muertos.
Our final destination takes us to New Orleans, a city renowned for its vibrant music scene and its unique approach to life and death. Here, funerals are not just somber occasions of mourning, but joyous celebrations of life, filled with the sounds of jazz, the spirit of community, and a profound respect for the deceased. New Orleans jazz funerals, a tradition with roots in African and European cultures, are a powerful expression of the city's unique cultural tapestry. Imagine a procession unlike any other. A brass band leads the way, their music a mix of somber hymns and uplifting jazz melodies. Mourners, dressed in their finest attire, follow behind, their steps slow and deliberate at first, as if weighed down by grief. As the procession continues, the music gradually transitions, the tempo picks up, and the mournful hymns give way to lively jazz tunes that fill the streets with an infectious energy. As we conclude our exploration of funeral traditions, we are left with a profound sense of awe at the diversity of human expression, even in the face of death. From the Himalayas to the Americas, from Africa to the Pacific, we have witnessed rituals that reflect the human need to honor the lives of those we have lost. The vibrant coffins of Ghana and the jazz funerals of New Orleans remind us that death can also be a time for celebration. The Famadihana of Madagascar, with its dancing with the dead, highlights the enduring bonds between the living and the departed. Through these traditions, we gain a deeper understanding of our shared need to find meaning in loss and celebrate lives. From India's spiritual rituals to Africa's celebratory customs, funeral traditions reveal how we process loss and honor life across the globe. Each tradition, in its own unique way, offers a glimpse into the human heart, revealing our shared capacity for love, grief, and remembrance. These practices, though varied, remind us of a universal truth. Death is not just an end, but a transition, often celebrated with deep love and respect. They remind us to cherish our loved ones, to live our lives to the fullest, and to face our own mortality with courage, grace, and a sense of wonder.